as the new EU4 DLC is coming out on the next Tuesday, Paradox asked me to create a sponsored video with a build toll challenge. It sounds like it was created straight to me, so the attempt is to have one state, but it's not a hard rule, and to become a great power out of this one state. Together with the challenge, I would like to show as many new mechanics as possible, so I'm going to play as Majapahit with the goal to get only Java and to create a vassal swarm, a huge empire with the vassals, while using their mission tree, which is super OP. The mission tree is having a couple of perma bonuses, and Majapahit also has bonuses to the vassals force limit contribution, which I'm going to stack to get as big force limit as possible while not going out of Java. We are going to stack different types of the monuments to stack the bonuses. There will be a colonial empire with the new mechanics, trying them out, and most importantly, we are going to exploit the hell out of the toll mechanic called concentrate development. This will let me achieve 100 development on each of the provinces on Java, and that is going to be our main goal. I just had a quick look through the mission tree of Majapahit, and all I can say is that it's absolutely broken. I'm not going to show you right away what's that, but first step that we will have to do is to get those 3 missions to end our current disaster, which is giving us all power cost 15%. To do that, I basically need 2 stability, I need 1 more tributary, and I need to have 10 years of the disaster. Very interesting thing that is inside the merchant guilds, you can see, is tropical city planning. 5% dev cost in all of the tropical climate provinces, so basically everything that we are going to have. One of the most important things that I will be doing to get as much development as super hyper troll as possible is going to be this. So you can see concentrate development into our lands is going to bring me 3 development inside my capital state. So my capital has 13 development. I'm going to click this. Right now capital is having 16 development. Let's do the same in another vassal. Right now capital is having 21 development. Is disloyal for a second. I'm going to do the same here. Yeah, it's all good. And now my capital is having 25 development, basically without doing anything. Of course, that goes the fall of Majapahit event. You can see claim on the air is -50, but I don't have any air. That's -50 legitimacy, -5 stability. So yes, this is going to be painful, especially to get this up to 2 stability and 90 of legitimacy, but within 10 years we should be able to do that. To get my stability up as fast as possible, I'm going to take the stability cost modifier advisor, so now it costs still a lot, but we are going to slowly get out of this problem. That is indeed the heir that we needed. I'm going to call him Majapahit. Look at this! Enemy invasion imminent. I absolutely love this. That's what we lacked. I already love this new patch, even only thanks to this. That's really unfortunate. You can see that one of my tributary states attacked another tributary state. So now instead of 4, I have only 3, why I need 5. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to separate piece Kutai over here to get them as tributary state. Now attack these guys to make them my tributary state as well, but I feel like aggressive expansion might hurt us. I'm going to here take all of my claims, not any more than that, and I'm going to humiliate them for the mission in the Age of Discovery, plus of course the money. So we're getting to 1000 ducats, and remember that in this game we have right now the monuments, and I'm going to upgrade Palamban Temple to get 5% dev cost. And if you're talking about the dev cost, I will have to start deving one of my promises for an institution, because we are not going to get it anytime soon if I don't dev it. So yeah, actually I'm going to take my merchant guilds to get them over 60% loyalty. Now I have the dev cost. Then I'm going to choose one of our provinces, and I think Demak is going to be just alright. It's cotton, so it has a dev cost. It's grasslands, and so I'm going to change this. Right now it costs me 50 to develop, and focus on diplomatic and admin points, because I will need a little bit of the mill points in order to, of course, get the tech. The next tech is important, so I'm going to dev with the mill points, but not much. Let's do it twice, thrice, and the rest I will get from admin diplo points. get it. We have a present institution. Probably I could embrace it right away because I want to get this tech cheaper. Look that it's only 1461 and I can afford 2 level 3 advisors already, paying almost nothing from them. That's what I got from the missions, and I'm about to get a third cheaper advisor, which is going to be like mana generation printer. We can finally get all the missions, which gets down this freaking useless disaster, and we have diplomatic relations limit increased until the end of the game, and that's the first of a few permanent bonuses that we are going to get from the mission tree. My first idea group is going to be influence for the whole subject management. Remember, I have a next mission. When I get one more tributary, I'll turn all of my tributaries into vassals, and that is the goal of this campaign, just to conquer this for myself and have everything else conquered by the subjects, and I really need influence ideas for that. You can see that right now that I conquer these provinces, I'm going to change its culture. Look, in Sundanese, I'm going to click it, I'm going to change the map mode, and you can see that it's Javanese right now, so another great part of the mission tree. There we go, I can click this mission, it will decrease liberty desire of all of my subjects to 0, and it will make them my vassals. And this is the player's map mode right now. So what I will start doing, I will start using claims of my subjects to conquer lands around. And what I'm going to see, my force limit is already 44, and soon I will get this 100% additional force limit contribution and another 100% here. We just became the great power with 289 development, and look, we got the Majapahit campaign casus belli, everyone around here with our culture. I can enforce them to be my subjects. Another mission that I have is to have 50 development in the capital, and it will give me 5% dev cost permanently. Isn't that also what I'm going to do? Is to go to my vassals, click this, that's 9 development. I'm going to click this, that's another 8 development. I'm going to click this, that's another 5. Now my capital is having exactly 50 development. Why this is so freaking overpowered? So give me the dev cost. I'm going straight into this province and I'm going to start building a monument that will give me an additional dev cost modifier. I keep exploiting my estates, and you can see that sale titles is 600 ducats. You can do that, then I can just seize the land and keep it over 10 by having really stonks amount of the money, which allows me to increase those trade centers to level 2. We need more development to increase to level 2, and right now I can increase it. Okay, that's something new. I didn't know about this change. My second idea group is going to be economic, because after all I promise you ultra tall gameplay, so I'm going to take it, and the next one is going to be exploration, and we are going after the new world. So I'm going to ally fire. That's going to unlock me this mission, that is unlocking me Buddha personal deity. I don't know, guys, we will check it when our ruler dies. What the hell is the Buddha personal deity? And the next mission is going to be unlocks the propagate religion trade policy for Hindu. Do you understand that? As Hindu, I'll be able to use the propagate trade policy. Oh, this is going to be so awesome. I just need to conquer a couple of provinces. But anyway, these provinces are going straight to Kutai, because I don't want them. This is going to be in the hands of the vassals. Now, I'm going to unlock a colonist, and the colonist is unlocking me this mission. You see, at the end of the game, numerous provinces are getting local settlers increase, which I can use, of course, to colonize these provinces ASAP. Also, this is going to convert Makassar to Hindu, and I'm getting additional bonuses to the local settlers increase. Did I tell you that I love the mission tree? Another permanent bonus, this time for the trade efficiency, but most importantly, the colonial range, which will help me get into the Americas. Thanks to concentrate development mechanic, my capital has 102 development in 1502. A little bit broken. I'm going to change my capital right now to the province next by, which is Pajang. This is costing me 250 admin points, but right now I'll be able to do exactly the same with this province and get it to 100 development, and the goal is to get the whole island like this. As my ruler died, we can see that Buddha diet is giving the advisor cost intolerance of the heavens. But honestly, I'll go for trade efficiency and tax modifier. We are going to maximize our income. For modifier, I'm going to take Bangkok to get gov capacity, Vassal force limit contribution, so even more of it. What's our force limit already? We're going to get it even higher. And right now, what I wanted to do is to test another new thing that is in this patch, so autonomous carpet sieging. I'm going to do that and that. And right now, shift consolidate. And let's see what, like, how it is going to be done. You're staying here, and what's next? Like, really? Okay, so I see that I'm dying here. So it should be like done a little bit differently. You can do that. Second, third stack. Yeah, now. Yes, no, no. Guys, honestly, I expected more. I prefer my own carpet sieging. Maybe I did something wrong. What I'm going to do is to release a vassal, which will be Khmer. He should be having a lot of course errands to use for us. Oh yes. And in the meantime, this monument will be finishing soon on the max level. I just noticed that inside my country is another monument, but this one is just giving national unrest and stab cost. So if you ask me, that's a waste of money. Maybe when I'll be having more of it, I'll do that. Right now it's a waste, and I think that would be a cool idea to add a separate map for the monuments, because otherwise it's pain in the ass to find anything. Now that I've finished economic ideas, I didn't only get the dev cost, which I'm going to use a lot, but also I got a policy for another income from vassals and vassals force limit contributions. Right now my force limit is 112 with only these provinces owned. You can see that thanks to economic ideas I could also develop institution on Bali, so one more click, we have the present colonialism. Probably, yeah, it needs to spread, but remember I have a province for 100 development next by, so here's going to grow 14 monthly. I was trying to convert all of my vassals to Hindu, so they're disloyal. At one point they decided, no, that's enough of it, and they declared war on me, so I guess I'll have to kill them. And that might be actually helpful, because that should give them a lot of loyalty. And after taking care of this, we are the first great power now, because of course no one around has the institution yet. One of the new mechanics that I didn't mention yet is this. So it's telling me that my regency is going to end in the next year. That's super nice info. And I could extend the regency by 5 years if I wanted to, but no, I don't want to in this case. Have I ever told you that I love to dev? Yeah, probably I did. I'm not deving here with the Diplo points, because Diplo points are already going on the idea group that I picked, which is exploration, and we are exploring everything. We are conquering right now New Zealand, so we'll be having a colonial nation over here, I'm colonizing over here, and soon we'll be going into the new world. I promised you guys to test as many mechanics as possible in this campaign. Another one are the colonial nations, because right now we can have a crown colony, we have a private enterprise, and self-governing colony. Each of them has different bonuses. So crown colony is going to give me land force limit, additional manpower, a little bit of the sailors, merchants, while itself is going to have lower tax income, better global settlers increase. Private enterprise has a lot of bonuses to its own economy, while for myself it's a lot of sailors and naval force limit. And finally, self-governing colony is going to have the dev cost and additional colonist, while for myself it's going to be a little bit for, yeah, like minimal bonuses. And I'm going to go for this because I want the colony to get additional colonies and colonize as fast as possible. And I'm going to call it New Majapahit. We already have Bangkok on the highest level, which is giving absolutely nice bonuses over here. But on top of that, you can see that right now I'm annexing 2 of my vassals. I will also start annexing Kutai. And all of this is being done in order to form Malaya, first of all, thanks to annexing those 3 vassals. And third of all, I have 3 more space for the new vassals that we'll be creating here in China and in India. So this island will be in Samba's hands. All of this will be in the hands of 1 vassal, and all of this is going to Khmer. I need that for Malaya, and second of all, for the mission tree, I need to get rid of the Muslim nations. And those 2 guys, I converted them to Hindu, but they had the decision to roll back to Muslim right away. So they did so, and it's a waste of time. So I'm just going to annex them, get the missions, get the Malaya, and create a vassal here. Remember, we want to get every single of these provinces to 100 development. So far we got the second province to 102, so I'm going to change my capital to maybe something with a worse position to develop. So the jungle over here, maybe that is devastation, but doesn't matter. I'm going to change the capital, and right now we're going to concentrate all of development towards this province. So I'm keeping all of this to get this mission, which is going to be super strong. Look, first of all, free changing of the religion, it's alright, but I can unlock propagate religion trade policy. I'm Hindu, and as Hindu I can do literally just this. Change the religion to everything in the Philippines. I'll probably have to cancel my merchant and send him to Malacca, convert also provinces here, and I'll do the same for CM once I get 50% on it. Now another mission that is completely OP for the Majapahit is this. I just needed to start pirating Canton and Hangzhou, which I'm doing nicely I think, and in exchange I'm getting naval morals, blockade efficiency and blockade impact on siege +1 until the end of the game. Isn't that absolutely broken? Now I could be a strong gigantic empire with 1.1 thousand development. That's not the goal. What the goal is to first form the Malaya. For this I need this 1 province here, so I'm going here. I'm going to take Chaya only to form Malaya. There we go, new beautiful color. And this is a new mission, also part of the new DLC I think. So I might be called Majapahit Empire, Nasantara, or just Malaya. I want to be called Majapahit Empire, of course. This is nice. This is unlocking also as another mission, which is giving me the same capability to vassalize anyone from the Chinese technology group. If we change and wait for a month, it will show us the list of the countries that the casus belli on, and the list is Ayutthaya, Khmer, Madurai, Sambas, and more. And that's a lot of countries. I love it. Once I've done this, I'm going to do exactly what I promised for you. So first of all, I'm going to Sambas, and Sambas is going to receive all of the provinces in Borneo for himself. All of those is going to Khmer. So the most important thing, that the vassal will be Hindu. So let's make it Shak, and Mr. Shak is going to release every single province over here. Our beautiful empire is looking like this. Those provinces are going to Makassar in the future. I'm colonizing it right now. So that's the diplomatic map mode, and that's the players map mode, and of course our colonial empire as well. It's the high time to destroy Ming. Right now it's at war with Manchu. It has only 30 of mandate, so I'm going to attack Champa for the course of Khmer. This will call Ming, and also have another mission. Over here, I need to blockade all of the ports of Ming, and in exchange, I'll get perma claims for all of his coastal provinces. All of these blockades earn me 15 nuggets monthly, and there goes the mission. Those are perma claims on all of these provinces. You can see that I'm lacking like minimal range to get into the new world. So what I'm going to do is to change this advisor for the colonial range for a month. Now I'm going to update this, adding a say I can even get to California, and this province is going to be a perfect place to get claims on Mexico and start conquering it. I'm not sure how the natives are working on this patch, but something is not right. Those guys, 1 province minor, has 18,000 troops and 50 development and 100 devastation. Okay, printing press just started, and we have plenty of admin and mill points. I'm going to develop institution But you can see that pretty much all of my provinces are dead already. This score is 21. So I could choose a good trade good and I could start having this province to 40. That's probably the best thing that I can do. Yeah, I should actually choose a bad trade good because we are going to death with admin points. So, and this is not death yet. I'll go for this province as I want to develop the institution. It's going to hurt my power points, but we are anyway getting everything here to 100. Majapahit is just so overpowered that I can just declare war on Oda and make them my subject for this Majapahit campaign. Casus Belli. I don't think Minx is feeling too good, but yeah, those are his marches. Shun is independent, so I'm going to surely use that. I'm going to create a Vassal Chi over here, which is having course on Shun, and I'll be feeding all of those lands inside probably 2 subjects. Majaksiko is now ready to go, and I'm going to make it Crown Colony, because we are going for the achievement that requires us to have 1 type of each of the colonies. I was having a dilemma if on the 4th group of the ideas to take quantity or maybe expansion, and I decided that I'll keep role-playing the Colonial Empire with the expansion ideas and I'll speed the things up over here. Soon I'll be hitting Silicon Valley colonization here, and I'm about to start getting into Peru. And with the mentioned Silicon Valley, I'm going to make it private enterprise. So, if we wait a day, we are going to get an achievement. First one on this patch. I promised you to snap the monuments, so there you go. Angkor is on level 4 already, which gives us 15% of the tech cost. When you feel that our empire is gigantic for the year 1591, I propose to go to the missions. Over here, I'm going to take this. Enables the Majapahit campaigns casus belli in all of the countries. So if we wait a day, we can see that I can even go to Europe. I can go to Great Britain, to London. I can declare war on them on the Majapahit campaign casus belli. Of course, I cannot make them my vassal, but it's a free casus belli on anyone. And who would have expected that global trade will actually start in our trade node, and we have almost 3000 great power score and 1.4 thousand of our own development, even though, remember, we are limited to these islands. We don't have anything else than that. And even on the provinces where I don't have 100 development yet, you see I already have 30 or even more of it, and I'm reaching the points limit on every single category. It's time for our first colonial war. I'm going to declare it either for Rio de Prata, which war score cost is 50, or Portuguese Mexico, which war score cost 29. Okay, so Rio de Prata is bigger. Let's declare on them. To declare the war, we are going to take the capital, which is Rio de Prata. As you can see, neither Great Britain or Castile are going to help here, because I improve relations with Great Britain. And let's go for it. Time to unite this region. The new thing that I would like to test is I can concentrate the development here, but I will take only 3 of it. So what if I build the universities in these 3 provinces, and then I will develop all of these provinces with my extra admin points that I have too many of them, and then try concentrating, because right now I have all of my provinces depth so much, and you can say it's very expensive to do that ever, even though I have the universities. Time to test it. I'm start with Sambas. So those guys have 49 liberty desire. Sun deving would be really useful. So I've built universities over here, and I could take 2 development. So what if I spend 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2 admin points? So that was like 300. And right now, not only they have 0 liberty desire, but also I'm going to take 7 development instead. So right now my capital is having 90. From Portugal, I really like this option. If I get a capital of one of the colonial nations, I can just demanded like the whole nation in the peace deal. So La Plata is a little bit too big for them to accept, and I can't really make much more war score, so I'm going to go for the Mexico instead and just take maybe no money. Just take Mexico, and right now it's going straight, yes, to Majapahit. And as I already told you, the plan is to keep increasing the size of the subjects, so I'll be able to create more of them. Like right now I created Orissa, but to make a place for money next, a Vassal Cebu in the Philippines, and all of these provinces are going to Makassar. In the future I will also have to unite Siak with Sambas. So thanks to the fact that it's China, so all farmlands, and I've built universities here, you can see that I'm deving these provinces basically for 4 power points, and I want to test it because it was 8 development that I could take. I started deving. Let's dev a little bit more because we have some extra mill points to spend. We are ahead in the tech a lot, and we don't want to hit the power points cap. Now with this couple of devs, I'm going to first of all switch my capital, because another capital got deved to 123 actually. Let's go to this one right now. This is going to cost me 480, and we're going to get this capital now to over 100. So right now it could be 14, but I'm going to dev a little bit more as we are deving it really cheaply. 17 development is going straight over here, so it's 46 right now. Khmer with 700 development, we have Makassar with 500 development, Chi has 400, Yue is having 300, it will grow, Oda is having 300, so these vassals keep growing and keep becoming bigger, while we are still only limited to these provinces, which are getting really crazy. So actually let's keep conquering and colonizing provinces. This is so freaking powerful that I already achieved my goal. This is all 100 development and even more than 100, while this province is already having 239 development. And right now that I achieved my initial goal, I'm going to get all of the development into this one province to make it, I don't know, 1,000, maybe 10,000. We'll see how strong it is. We have a lot of the game, and just look also on this thing. We have 1.5 million force limit, even though from the provinces we have 300 from the provinces. The rest is from the freaking subjects. I'm really not sure if it's a feature or a bug, but I think it's a bug, because normally when you had a colonial nation over here, of course you had the trade range to take the trade power from there. No, right now I do not have any range because I don't have my own provinces. I think it's a bug. Honestly, from these bonuses, this is good if you are blobbing. We are not blobbing by ourselves, we don't have any of our own land, not much of it. This is good for the naval gameplay, and this is good for quick sieges and to take more in the wars, and the nation's stability and attrition. I'm going to wait for the military hegemon, and to do that, I just need to build up more armies. Now we have like way more armies than we really need. But I guess it's not a problem for our manpower, it's not a problem for our income, and we can become a hegemon, so it's totally worth it. Now that I've finished wanted ideas, I don't only have 2.5 million force limit, but I also can develop most of my vassals' lands for 4 power points, which is like 3 development that will end up going to my current capital, which is already at 650 development. That was way faster than I expected. By 1700 we reached 1000 development in our capital, so even though those provinces have over 100 development, they are orange on the development map mode, and the whole world is like just red, like everything would be free death for us. Here in India I got another rather useful monument, which is giving us naval force limit, naval maintenance, and yearly naval tradition. So what I can do is just click this for 1000, and then just do this as we have money, finish it right away, thank you so much, upgrade it again, spend the money again, and there we go, we have it at level 3, so our naval force limit is right now 836. And that is really unfortunate because the revolution started in our country. No wonders with this amount of development, but this at least gives us time to kill it. most of my subjects have around 1,000 developments, so what I'm going to start with is Liberty Desire from subjects development. Let's see if it's going to help anyhow. Click it. Oh yes, that's way better. Of course they have plus 160, what's here, plus 350 for me concentrating development from them, but that's okay. At this point I'm done with my Asian conquest. This is the borders that I wanted to achieve. What I'll have only to do is to clear the borders in the colonial regions, just to get everything for myself from the colonizers. It looks like the colonists didn't really like me concentrating the development all the time. They formed an alliance between themselves and declared war on me. I have Cascalaya, I have Silicon Valley, I have Majapahit and Majaplata on my side, and we are fighting with Majalombia, Perupahit, Majaxico, Luipahit, Kanalaya and 30 Majapahits. This is going to be probably tough war. I don't have that many troops in the New World. And funny thing, as you remember, the natives were actually conquering a lot of these lands and they built up the forts there, so it's not normal that the colonial nations actually have force, but sieging like 10 of them was enough to make them white piece me, and white piecing me is keeping them as my subjects. Look, right now, they're all my subjects and they're all loyal. So all the negative things that I had on them, because I was considering development, it's all gone. So I can start doing it again and they will slowly become disloyal again, but at least for some time I'm going to keep them loyal. And what is the Treaty of Blambangan? Okay, because all of these guys got a single ruler when they became independent, so I can choose them to switch to Republic and kill this ruler, or keep this ruler and be a monarchy. I of course want all of you to be a freaking Republic, so off with his head. See, it was just a matter of time waiting of not getting anything with the revolution. I just had to hurt myself with 50% of autonomy, but you can see that's the end of the revolution. And oh my god, that's a lot of events. And with fixed provinces, right now my income is 1.8 thousand, we have 1.8 million of manpower and 4.5 million of the force limit. If you are thinking how my late game is looking like in this campaign, it's like this. I just dev everything for free, it's my vassals, and then each 10 years I'm going around the world and concentrating development to take everything to my capital. It's literally that's what I'm doing, like this is the fastest way. Maybe not the most efficient, but I think it's still very efficient what we are doing here. And see how game is so slowly responding to all of the things happening. Because we have conquered a huge bunch of the world, even though the industrial revolution couldn't stay in our country, I don't think it's a big problem. Because it's growing 27 monthly now. Alright guys, I think we overachieved our goals already. Look on this island, how it is looking like. So imagine that over here on Java we have 6,500 development. Because almost 3,000 is in this one province. This one province is giving me 500 income only from taxation production, not to say about the trade, and it's giving me 750,000 of manpower. Talking about the manpower, it's on the level of almost 3 million, because on top of over a million of my own provinces, I'm getting tons from my vassals. For example, Majaxico is giving me 100,000 manpower. And talking about the colonies, I have 12.3 million force limit. Majaxico is giving me 800, Brasilia is giving me 330, Majapahit is 400, Luipahit is 700, Majaplata is 500, just freaking OP. And just to show you how beautiful the world is looking like, let me go and zoom out. So basically all of those guys are our vassals. You see how beautiful it is looking like, and the whole new world is for us as well. At the end I also want to show you Skanderberg. So we managed to get over 6,000 dev clicks on the average cost of 9 points. That's how it's always strong. On top of that, we spent in total 2.3 million ducats, while on the mana we generated 138,000 power points, out of which 55,000 went on deving the provinces. Alright guys, this is all for today. I hope that this campaign was as enjoying for you as it was really for me. And for today, thank you so much for coming, and remember, in the pinned comment and the description you have a special link on which you can buy the new DLC, and you know, if you buy it for this link, you're going to support me, because Paradox will be more willing to do campaigns in the future with me. So for today, thank you so much. Remember about leaving a like and comment of this video, and subscribe to the channel, because we are going to reach 69,420 subscriptions soon. See ya!